Not surprised at all. It's who he is. It's who he is. I've always thought that he's a horrible person, and this is every bit of proof.
Baltimore boxing champion Gervonta Tank Davis faces new abuse claims from a woman who claims to be his ex-girlfriend.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Hung him up. Shoes on. Get the bag. Put a plaque up. He's done.
Promotion November 14th, Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis has officially been canceled. I know that we all speculated that it would be, and I was pretty much for sure that it would be canceled, but now we have official confirmation.
Nobody saw this coming. The fight that was about to shake the entire boxing world has been shut down overnight. The boxing world is in absolute shock after Leonard Ellerbe finally broke his silence on Gervonta Tank Davis's recent arrest, an incident that sent tremors through the sport and left fans speechless. What was shaping up to be one of the biggest crossover boxing events of the decade, Jake Paul versus Tank Davis, has officially been canceled. Legal troubles have once again thrown Tank's career into chaos, sparking outrage, disappointment, and endless speculation. Promoters, fighters, and fans alike are stunned as the dream matchup collapses before their eyes, leaving everyone asking the same burning question. Is this the end of Tank Davis's boxing legacy, or can he still fight his way back from the storm?
So, Most Valuable Promotions, the promotion co-founded by Jake Paul and Nikisa Bedarian, posted this on social media. They posted that they were officially canceling the fight, saying Most Valuable Promotions immediately initiated an investigation. No, I had the wrong one. Okay, I'm reading this one. Most Valuable Promotions and Netflix have announced that Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis, the one I was reading was the one from late last week, originally scheduled for Friday, November 14th at the Kaseya Center in Miami, Florida, will no longer be moving forward. Quote, our team has worked closely with all parties to navigate this situation responsibly, said Nikisa Bedarian, CEO of MVP. While we will not be moving forward with this event, our plan remains for Jake Paul to headline an event on Netflix in 2025. And that is what I'm hearing as well. They want him to fight in December. That is the hope. And they're actively looking for a opponent. More on that in a moment. Details regarding a new date, location, Jake's opponent, and additional bouts will be shared as soon as they are finalized. We thank Netflix, Kaseya Center, Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino.
Leonard Ellerbe, the longtime promoter and former CEO of Mayweather Promotions, who has long been part of Gervonta Tank Davis's inner circle, has finally spoken, and his message couldn't be more direct. Ellerbe publicly declared that the situation surrounding Davis has crossed a line, making it clear that the fighter's latest legal troubles have pushed things beyond repair. His statement was brutally honest, claiming that Davis's issues have made the Jake Paul fight not just unlikely but impossible, and warning that Tank's entire boxing future could now be hanging by a thread. In the wake of the chaos, reports have emerged that Jake Paul's team has wasted no time in seeking a replacement. According to multiple sources, Paul's camp has formally offered the fight to Ryan Garcia, targeting a potential December showdown. However, Garcia's team has reportedly raised concerns about existing contracts and scheduling conflicts, complications that could make this high-profile switch even harder to pull off.
Wrong. So, as of today, November 2nd, this fight is still technically scheduled for November 14th to air on Netflix, but it's basically hanging on by a thread. But the team, Jake Paul's team, have reportedly gone and contacted all the fighters. And the names that they're looking at contacting to fight as a late replacement, Ryan Garcia, Terence Crawford, Francis Ngannou, I mean, come on, we'll get into them, and Nate Diaz. So he's already fought Nate Diaz, but let's go through them one by one. I mean, Ryan Garcia, he's a similar size to Gervonta Davis, bigger though. Davis made him come down, didn't he? Then he beat him up. So that was Ryan Garcia. Quite a bad loss for Garcia, that was, because he was up for the fight. But Gervonta Davis beat Garcia. Garcia also isn't really big enough to be jumping in with Jake Paul. But that's a fight that potentially could happen. Garcia is a massive name. He's a big he's a social media star. He's a big public figure. Loads of followers on Instagram and social. I mean, his Instagram's over 1 million, I'm sure it is. He's just
After the shocking cancellation of the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis fight, Rolando Romero remained unapologetic. The outspoken star went off, blasting what he called a stacked card collapse, and accused Jake Paul of chasing clout and chaos instead of real competition. Romero fired shots at Paul, saying the YouTuber-turned-boxer had finally been exposed and boldly claimed he'd slap him around if they ever met in the ring. But Raleigh didn't stop there. He also took aim at Ryan Garcia, accusing him of dodging their long-promised rematch and calling him out for breaking their contractual obligation. Romero labeled Garcia untrustworthy and scared, saying fans are sick of boxers who talk big but vanish when it's time to fight. According to Raleigh, boxing doesn't need more hype artists. It needs warriors who actually show up and throw down.
Man, I want to let everybody know I'm going to slap Jake Paul across his face because, first and foremost, man, I'm tired of this YouTube boxing stuff, man. I really am. I am more tired of this YouTube boxing stuff than everyone else, man. Oh, let's make this happen, bro. I'll be ready in a week. I'll be ready to slap Jake Paul across the face in a week. I will slap Jake Paul across his face. But who cares? I don't care. Roll over Jake Paul 2025, bro. I knocked out another YouTuber. Bro. Jake Paul gets knocked out cold.
Oscar de la Hoya has officially shut down the growing rumors that Ryan Garcia might step in to replace Gervonta Davis in the cancelled Jake Paul fight. Addressing the speculation head-on, de la Hoya made it crystal clear that no such talks ever took place and that if any legitimate negotiations were happening, he would be the one to announce them. The Golden Boy Promotions chief emphasized that Ryan Garcia is currently focused on other career plans and that fans shouldn't expect a sudden crossover bout with Jake Paul anytime soon. His statement effectively silenced the buzz surrounding the supposed replacement fight and served as a sharp reminder to the boxing community. Not every rumor making headlines deserves belief, especially when it comes to high-stakes boxing business.
Asking you about Jake Paul and Ryan Garcia. Let me just tell you why this fight is not going to happen. Ryan Garcia fights for DAZN, and Jake Paul fights on Netflix. I mean, that's pretty much the bottom line. Golden Boy has a contract with DAZN. Ryan Garcia has a contract with Golden Boy. And that's just the way it is. I mean, this is business. You know, Ryan Garcia's probably going to rant saying, oh, you're keeping me from making money and this and that and fighting. No. You have to go by the law, by the rules. You have a contract with DAZN. You have a contract with Golden Boy. It doesn't happen that way. So, anyway, until next time, we'll see you Saturday for Virgil Ortiz. But again, Ryan Garcia's next fight will be announced.
Most Valuable Promotions, MVP, the company behind Jake Paul's events, has officially confirmed how refunds will be handled following the cancellation of the Jake Paul vs. Gervonta Davis fight. Fans who purchase tickets through official outlets like Ticketmaster will automatically receive full refunds within 14 to 21 days from their original point of purchase. However, those who bought tickets through secondary marketplaces or resale platforms are advised to contact their vendors directly, as automatic refunds may not apply in those cases. MVP's statement reassured fans that they're committed to transparency and customer care amid the sudden cancellation. But the story doesn't end there. Multiple sources close to MVP have revealed that Francis Ngannou has now emerged as the frontrunner to replace Gervonta Davis. Negotiations are reportedly in progress for what could become one of the most explosive and unpredictable crossover boxing events in recent memory.
Globally on DAZN. First off, I'll say kudos to MVP for refunding people that did buy tickets to this event and also navigating this thing with professionalism, which they did the entire way through. You got to give them credit for that. They really stayed quiet on the rumor front and just handled things as a professional company. That's all you can really ask for. Jake Paul has, in the last couple of hours, tweeted idiot, and then God has a plan always. Two things that I think are both referring to this fight. First off, calling Gervonta Davis an idiot, I assume, and then obviously, God has a plan always, referring to this thing is probably going to work itself out. Obviously, this video is dedicated to talking about future opponents for Jake and potential fight dates. I do have something that I don't know if it's misinformation or not, but I'm just going to talk about it here. This is a tweet from somebody named ATalkers5. I don't know how realistic this potentially even could be, but this is from 4 hours ago. They said 2 of the female bouts scheduled for Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis undercard are now scheduled for December 14th.
Francis Ngannou, who shocked the world with his stunning boxing debut against Tyson Fury and later battled Anthony Joshua, continues to be one of the sport's biggest global draws. Jake Paul's team reportedly saw Ngannou's knockout power and international stardom as the perfect way to save the cancelled event. But Ngannou made it clear he's not interested. Speaking candidly, Ngannou dismissed the idea of fighting Paul, saying he refuses to participate in what he considers a publicity stunt. The former UFC champion emphasized that after facing elite boxers like Fury and Joshua, stepping into the ring with a YouTuber-turned boxer would be an insult to his craft and legacy. It's not about money, it's about respect, Ngannou said firmly, rejecting any notion of negotiations. His integrity earned massive respect from fans, who agreed that the matchup made neither competitive nor financial sense. Now, as reports swirl about Jake Paul possibly targeting Floyd Mayweather, Ryan Garcia, or even Terence Crawford, the boxing world waits to see what's next. This entire saga has exposed the fragile line between spectacle and sport, and left fans questioning Jake's true motives. So, what do you think? Was Jake Paul right to pull out or just playing PR games? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more breaking boxing updates.